Hello. Just gonna turn some music down. Pardon the armpit for a moment here. Let me just turn you there. Okay. Getting set up here while I turn on Instagram. And we're live. Hello. So welcome if you're on YouTube. Nice to have you. Alissa Marguerite here at Flex and Flow. And we'll just give Instagram a couple moments to talk with people and let them know that classes is going to be starting. Actually, I want to start a little bit closer to you today. Go on and find a seat that you can comfortably access. And we're just gonna flow today, flow class, take our time. This class will be hopefully helpful for those of us like myself that tend to rush through things, to kind of, my tendencies are to move very quickly and, not saying that that's a bad thing, but when we move too quickly, oftentimes we negate the process of directly confronting some of the things that we need to address in our day-to-day. So hopefully this class feels like you have the time, right? Very often that's such a phrase, like, oh, I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time for this. I don't have the time for this. And I always wonder, like, why don't we have the time, and what's the story attached to that, to not having time for ourselves? And when did that become a thing, right? And so just joining in a seat whenever you're ready. Hi there. And maybe closing down your eyes for a moment, or just fixing them somewhere loosely across the room. Giving yourself a moment to arrive in the physical body. And just accepting where you are, accepting the body that you're in, the life that you've been dealt. And the theme for this class came through a dream of mine, or a pattern that comes through in my dreams, where very often it feels like I'm on a quest. And that word might be suited to like video games and movies, where these characters are often going through these really like elaborate journeys. But taking the word quest and just applying it to your own self, your own journeys, the things that you've learned along the way, the tasks that feel arduous and difficult and tiring, and seeing where in your body you start to like light up when you hear those words. For me, it's like low back, sacrum, right shoulder, these places of pattern holding. And perhaps you even describe your practice as arduous. At times, this practice is very difficult and it's very tiring. And just softening into showing up, soften into the quest, soften into the practice, soften into the body and what arises. And just taking another quiet moment here to accept this quest. You know, in a way, this practice can be this very small scale that we can then apply. Okay, start to move onto your back when you're ready, coming into a Supta Baddha Konasana, or a reclined bound ankle posture. And as you come back and your feet find each other, let the leg bones get really heavy. Feel some space at the front of the pelvis. And take a few deep breaths down into the low cavity of the pelvic floor. And feeling into the top of the pelvis as well, and the belly. Maybe one hand wants to find that space as you breathe. You can feel your hand moving. Receiving and releasing the breath. And then just pick a side, whatever side you close onto. Just pause there in fetal position for a moment and allow your spine to round by drawing your knees a little closer to your chest. And then just rock to the second side, finding a fetal position. The other way, noticing the breath, closing up the knees, rounding slightly through your spine. And then rocking onto the back, feet rooted, knees to the sky. Feeling the flesh of your foot there, the sole of your foot gripping into the mat. You might drag your toes a few times, wake them up. And then start to press the floor away. Start to lift the pelvis up. Not worrying too much about the upper back and spine right now. Let's just lift the pelvis, get the inner thighs to squeeze. Press the pinky edge of your feet down. And then lift your heels. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, lower your back. And then lower the heels back down. Next inhale, lift the pelvis up. With the exhale, lift the heels as high as you can. Come into the toe mounds. Take one more inhale breath. And with the exhale, lower the hips first and then lower the heels. One more time, inhale and lift the pelvis. Exhale and lift the heels, press into the toes. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the feet. Bring your legs up to the sky. We'll point through the fronts of the ankles and then curl as the arms reach up, the fingers down towards the forearms. And then flex and pull the fingers back towards the wrist, towards the face. And just do this slowly a few times. Point the toes a lot, curl the fingers down, and then flex through the ankles, toes, and fingers towards the face. This should feel somewhat activating, and you might even get a bit of a stretch reaction there through the backs of the ankles and through the forearms. Let's do 2 more. Bend the knees, rock yourself a few times back and forth or side to side. And allowing this rocking action to happen from the core, from your navel, from your spine center. And coming up to stand. And taking a moment here on your feet. Roll the shoulders a few times up and back. And then roll them forward. You can get your elbows into it, just kind of moving around. And then from here, feet hips width distance apart, you might need a little bit wider of a stance. We'll start to lift up onto the toes, lift the heels, lean back, and then drop down. 2 more times, up onto the toes, draw the inner ankles upwards, and down. Last time, up, and down. This time, as you bring your arms up, take them, open them from the chest. And then tuck your thumb in and point your index fingers and curl the rest of your fingers over your thumb. So start to press more through your left pointer finger and look over your right shoulder. So find a strong press through your left pointer finger, look over your right shoulder, and then just turn your right arm by externally rotating at the shoulder. Keep looking over the right arm. Breathing into that left arm. 1 more breath. As you exhale with neutral, switch the turn of the arm. So keep pushing now through the right. Looking through the left, and externally rotate the left arm. Being with sensation, especially when you want to come away from it. Back through the middle, open all of your fingers, wiggle them and drop them down. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms back. And then drop your right hand to the back. Take your left hand, grab the elbow. And from here, press into your feet, lift the middle and the upper back, and lean back a little bit. Press the right armpit forward, the elbow up. Give it just a little pull to the left. 1 more breath. And release, take the hands to the sky, both palms back. And then drop your left hand to the back of your heart. Take your right hand to the elbow. Press up through the elbow, lift the upper back. Press the armpit forward. 1 more breath. And release both hands up and forward this time. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Moving from the spine. Knees can be really bent, so there's no pull at the backs of the legs. Take a moment to round the upper back a little bit more. Roll or rock your shoulder heads. 1 more breath. And exhale. Fingertips to the floor. Heart forward. It's a very subtle halfway lift. Let the energy move forward towards the heart. And then step your right toes back, knee down to the mat. Hug your thighs towards each other and then lift your spine up. Inhale, arms overhead. As you exhale, hands to floor. Pick up and step back to downward facing dog. bend your elbows, drop your heart, bum stays lifted. Hug the elbows in. Weight is not resting in your neck, just barely touch the chin. And then press back up. Inhale this time through cow. As you exhale, tuck your toes in downward facing dog, knee back. Right leg to the sky. And step the right foot to the hands. Looking forward, inhale. Stand all the way up as you pull your left knee towards your chest. No hands. Lift the knee as high as you can without using your hands. Eagle pose. Wrap your left leg around your right and sit down. Left elbow underneath your right. Hug into all of your joints, starting down at your feet. Full breath here. Unravel as you stand out. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale and fold from the spine. Take it down, knees can bend. Lengthen the heart. Step your left toes back, knee down. Hug the inner thighs, lift up through your lunge. And hands to floor, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, breath. Exhale, create cat pose, flex the spine, drop the knees. Inhale here. Exhale through cow pose, drop the heart, lift the crown and the tail. Inhale through cat. Exhale through cow. Inhale through cat. Exhale through cow. Pause. Again, bend your elbows, keep the weight in your hands, lower your chin as low as you can go. It might tap the floor, it might not. Do not put the weight in your neck, your throat, or your chin. Inhale, up through cat. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left heel high. Exhale, step to the hands. Rising up, drag your right knee in towards your chest. Lift it up without the use of your hands, as high as you can go. And then cross it over the left leg for eagle. Right arm under. And then hug into your joints. One more breath. And release. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana at the top of the mat. And as you exhale, lean to the left, drop your left hand down your left side. And then make a loose fist with your left hand, and you're just going to gently tap into the outer leg. Come up the side of the leg, hit around the hip and the glutes. Start to stand all the way up, and at the top, you're just going to rub your knuckles along your left ribs. And then release. Both hands down for a moment, and then when you're ready, inhale, lift them up. As you exhale, lean to the right. Yep, lean to the right. Sorry, I'm turning myself around, so I got a little confused. Drop your right arm down your leg. And then start to tap with a loose fist. You can hit pretty hard along the IT area, it's pretty firm. And then walk it up. Hit the side of the hip, along the butt. Start to stand up out of that. And then start to rub your right knuckles along your right rib cage. And then both arms drop down. Let's take a big sigh. Inhale through the nose. Let it out of the mouth. And inhale, take the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen the spine. Step the right toes back, knee down. Inhale, hug up and lift into your Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, downward facing dog. This time as you come forward, knees, chest, chin, weight in the hands, not in the neck. And then pubic bone down, lift up high. Upward facing or cobra, squeeze the glutes, press the arms, draw the heart up. Downward facing dog, take it back. Right leg lifts. Step to the hands. Come up high, crescent lunge. Left knee raise. Eagle wrap, just the legs this time. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, hug into the joints. And as you exhale, unravel your left leg, step back and open warrior two. Take your time. Feel into the shape for a moment. Set up both feet. Strong lift through the heart. And then go on and open the arms wide. Lean into your right foot, extended side angle. Breathing here for 3, 4, 2. Last one. Press into your right foot, lean back, right arm up, touch the back of your heart. Left arm comes behind the back, thumb down, bend the elbow. And then if you can, just turn so that those fingers come together. I'll give you a slightly closer visual. Not turning the wrist, so the left hand stays with the palm away, the right hand palm is towards the spine, fingers towards each other. From here, drag back with the right heel and just lean your spine forward as far as you can without taking the weight back in the right sitting bone. One more breath. Release the arms, hands to the floor at the top of the mat, turn yourself neutral, and then step forward to fold. Rise all the way up to stand. Right leg lifts, turn it into tree pose, right foot against the left leg. Hands through heart. Pause for 2 more breaths. Release the right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the spine. Step the left toes back and bring the knee down. Inhale for your low lunge, runner's lunge, lifting the heart. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale, knees, chest, chin. Cobra, upward facing. Back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. And step to the hands. High crescent lunge. Right knee raises to chest, no hands. Eagle, just the legs, hands hold hips. Hug into the joints. Exhale. Unraveled, turn open, warrior two. Take the time, setting up the feet, setting up the spine, and then reach your arms apart. Extended side angle. Holding up the spine. Use the strength of your core, of your abdominals to lift the heart up. Legs are supported. One more breath. Press and stand up. Stay in your legs. Right arm comes behind the back as the left arm taps behind the heart. If you can find your Gomukhasana arm bind, go ahead, grip the fingers. Don't turn the wrists around. And then just lean the spine forward. Press into your left leg. Pull the heel back. Last breath. Reach the arms apart, hands to the floor, square yourself to the top of the mat and step forward and fold. As you rise up, lift the left knee, turn it open and set up your tree pose. Now you can use the hand, but try not to pull the ankle past where it wants to go naturally. Let your body work for your body. One more breath. And release. Step down, inhale, arms sweep back up. Once again, we'll lean to the left, drop the left hand down the side. Inhale up through the middle. As you exhale, lean to the right. Drop the right hand down the right side. Back up through the middle, inhale. And fold forward. Lengthen the heart. Step the right toes back. This time we'll keep the knee off of the mat. Keep pressing into the right toes and the left shin forward. And then start to lift your heart up. Turn to the left and cross your right arm over your left leg. Left hand can come to the back. Keep picking up the right armpit, leaning into the spine. And then press to stand up. Take your right arm up and overhead. Create like a side body arch. One more breath. And hands to the floor. Downward facing dog, step back. And then bring it forward, knees, chest, chin. Cobra, upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. We'll take the right shin, bring it forward, knee behind right wrist, right heel in line with the left hip. Drop into your half pigeon. From here, I'm going to ask that you not sink into the floor, but instead you gently hug your right hip into socket and lift the heart up. Find the strength of your inner abdominals to gently lift, not suffocate, but gently lift. Hands to the lower back if you'd like, or the floor of the hips. One more breath. Hands back, downward, and press against the floor. Lift yourself up. You might take your mat with you like I just did. Three-legged dog. Right leg to the sky. And then step to the hands. Look forward, inhale. We'll fold forward at the top of the mat. Press and rise all the way up. Hands through heart center. Full breath, round in. Full breath, round out. Arms back and up. Fold it down. Lengthen the spine. Step the left toes back. We'll keep the knee off of the floor this time. Find your strong lunge. Start to float your heart. Turn to the right. Left arm presses. Right hand, just hold the back today. Find all of the action you need to stabilize this position. And then press against the floor. Lift up with a little arch, lean to the right, left arm to the sky. And then hands to the floor. Downward facing dog, step back. Rock forward, knees, chest, chin, come through your vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. And then left shin forward, knee in line with the wrist, heel in line with the right hip. Half pigeon with support, so press the floor. Hug into your hip sockets, lift the chest. Let the journey be in the breath. just as much as the physical body responds to it. What is your breath telling you? Is it short and shallow? Is it really rapid and in your chest? Can you make it slower and deeper? Three-legged dog when you're ready. Left leg to the sky. Step between the hands. And step forward and fold at the top of the mat. Press and rise up to stand. Inhale. Hands through heart. Release with the exhale. 2 more breaths. Hands by your sides. Settle back into your feet. Feel how your weight sways. Just noticing the body. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the heart. Step the right toes back. High crescent lunge this time. Hands through heart, turning to the left. Open the arms. And then come up, drop your right heel. Reach your right arm up and lean to the left. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Come up to stand, straighten the left leg. Lift the left arm and tilt back. Triangle pose. And then moving around your tailbone a little bit. Just kind of bring some space, more space around your sacrum. Make little circles. 1 more breath. Close it down, hands to the top of the mat. Almost fell over. And step back, downward facing dog. Shifting it forward through your vinyasa. Back to down dog. Take your right leg to the sky. Step it between your hands. Come up into high crescent lunge. And from here, we'll take dancer's pose, letting the left arm drop back, squeezing the left heel to catch the foot in the hand. And then standing up, pressing against the leg, reaching the heart. 1 more breath. Stand all the way up at the top of the mat. Inhale. Hands to heart center. 1 more breath. Hands release by your side. Take the arms back up and fold. Lengthen the chest. We'll step the left toes back. High crescent lunge. And then turn into that revolved lunge. Maybe the arms open, maybe not. Your call. 1 more breath. As we stand up, drop the left heel, reach the left arm, lean a bit to the right. And then open out, warrior 2. Extend inside angle, drop in. Reach over the ear if you can. Long arm, strong armpit. And then press to stand. Straighten out through the right leg. Lean up and back. And then come forward. Triangle pose. Left arm could lift up if you'd like, or bring it to your back and just move a bit through your sacrum. Sometimes these postures, we want to take them like back bends, but that means we're moving out of our lower back, right? So trying to just keep that space more spacious. Press it back into the hand. Turning the upper middle back. 1 more breath. Close it down, top of the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. High through low plank or knees, chest, chin offering today. Cobra, upward facing. Back to downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Step between the hands. Come to your high crescent lunge. Sweep that right arm back as you pull the right heel in to catch. Along the foot or ankle, dancer's pose. Maybe if you need to stand up first, you start there. And then you can press away. Stand tall as you release. Take your arms up overhead. Sit down into a squat. Now, I'm going to take the version where both of my big toes are together, and I'm going to sit as far down as I can without lifting my heels. If you need to separate your feet, go ahead. If you need to separate your knees, go ahead. If you're in this shape and you can, just hug your shins and just lean back a little bit. Breathe with the crease of your ankles for 2. Last one. All the way up to stand. Whew. Hands through heart. Exhale, hands by the hips. Okay. One more standing balance. We'll take like a standing marchasana variation. So left leg will be the base. Lift your right knee up as far as you can. Squeeze your right heel in towards your sitting bone as close as you can get it without using your hands. Now, option would be to just hold here, but let the leg do the work. Let the spine do the work. Or you can start to lean your spine into flexion forward. Reach your arms forward and then hook around that leg. Left hand behind the back. Keep a strong activation of the leg in. One more breath. And release. Good. Second side. So if you need to go over to the wall, you're welcome to. Sink into your right leg. Lift your left leg as high as you can. Squeeze the heel in towards the bum without the use of the hands. Then if you need to just hold there, hold there. Or flex the spine, reach forward in front of that leg, hook around, left arm, right arm behind the back. Last breath. And release. This time squat with the feet wide, as low as you can, as wide as you need with your feet. Hug your sitting bones towards your heels and lift the back of the heart up. One more breath. Press back up to your seat. Take your legs out long in front of you. Walk your sitting bones back a couple inches if you need, just to prevent it from looking or feeling like this, where we're kind of tucked underneath our butt. So get the fronts of the sitting bones as much as possible down. And that might take years. You might need this shape. You might need to sit up on a couple pillows. Totally fine, there's no shame in that, right? Because you're doing what's right for your body and your structure. Extend the right leg. Or actually, let's extend the left leg first, since we just did the standing balance. Slide your right leg in as you reach your heart forward. Now, if you're up, you're up. See where you can go here, deep flexion of your spine, and then hook your arms around your right leg. Let the head drop down if you'd like. Turn the chin and breathe. And release. Up, extend the right leg out. Pull your left heel in. Reach forward. Maybe you pause there, or keep reaching. Maybe the bind. Elbow tucks. Hands behind the back. Head might start to drop. Release, sit up, press both legs forward. Inhale here. And as you exhale, roll onto the spine. Draw your right knee in. Cross it over the body to the left. In your twist, reach the right arm away from the right leg. 2 more breaths. And then onto the back. Extend the right leg. Draw your left knee in and twist to the right. Once there, extend and re-extend the left arm open. Relax the breath. Low belly. Relax around the rib cage where the diaphragm attaches, up and under. And then on to the back. We'll take knee knocking pose, feet wide. Spread your sacrum out along the floor and then drop your knees into each other. Let that support you in that shape. Lift the head and shoulders for a moment. I like to rock into the back. And then reach the arms up, cross over, hook around the shoulder blades, high or low, wherever you want. Find your fingers to gently press along the edges or wherever you can reach there. And then just relax down. Taking a moment here, if you'd like, to just mentally explore your own personal quest. What it is you might feel like is the theme of what you're going through right now. Questioning, right? That's where that word comes from, I think. The questions arise from the quest itself. So what are some of the major questions you're asking yourself right now in regards to the way that you're responding or receiving the present moment and everything that's being thrown at you? Take the arms, change the cross if you have it. And if you need to adjust your feet, you could, if you have some more space for your sacrum, move your heels away. Settle back in. And then release that hold there. Uncross the arms for a moment. Take them wide. And just nestle in between the shoulder blades for a moment on the floor. And then extend one heel up at a time. Keep the weight back in the sacrum and then just shake from the thighs in and out with the knees. Kind of move through the legs a little bit. Last breath. And let it out. Bring your feet to the floor. And then slide one leg out at a time. And then if you're wearing glasses like I am, go ahead and move the glasses off of your face for a moment. And then bring your palms out in front of you. And we'll take the pointer together, and then make a little knuckle with them and close into a very light fist. And then we'll take the knuckles of the pointer finger and the middle finger and press along the sides of the nose. And so bringing the right hand to the right nasal and the left hand down to the left nostril there, not nasal, nostril. And then while you're lying there, press lightly up along the crease or the bridge of the nose. Stop at the eyebrows and then pull out with those knuckles. Press into your temples and then gently lift up like you're giving a facelift. While you do this, relax your forehead, relax your jaw, relax your breath. And then just lightly pull up, up, up. And then press the knuckles together at the top of the forehead. And then you'll just pull to the center of the forehead and out. And then back and out. Do that 3 times. One more time. Center and out. And then stop again at your temples. Press along the cheekbone. And pause until you're about underneath your eyeballs and hold that with light pressure in and up. Your nose might feel kind of funny here. Let your nostrils flare and just breathe deeply through your nostrils. Relax your forehead. If you have the tendency to squeeze with your eyes or your brows, relax that. And then let it go. Release your hands for a moment. Shake out your fingers. And we'll do one more round of that. Make your knuckles, pointer finger and middle finger, more prominent. Press starting along the bridge of the nose, at the bottom there near your nostrils. I keep wanting to say nasals, which they're nasal passages. Start to press up the bridge, trace it, and then across your brow. When you get to your temples, gently lift up and breathe for 3. Relax the forehead, relax the jaw, 2. 1, keep pushing back. And then come up to the center of the forehead and pull out 3 times. Pull and press. 1, 2, relax the neck, relax the eyeballs, not trying to squeeze your lids. 3, and then come down, press into the center of the cheekbone. Flare the nostrils and breathe. And then just release, shake out the fingers. And then just use your open hand to gently rub the whole face. Okay, we'll take a moment of rest now. Filling up with the breath, releasing any which way you need, letting a sigh or a sound come out, or maybe it's just silence. Letting yourself grow really heavy. Feeling the deep support of the ground below you. And the more you give into that, perhaps noticing how light you start to feel, how weightless. As you give up all of the heaviness and all of the physical holds. starting to bring the awareness back up and through the body. Moving through your fingers and your toes. Letting the head nod side to side. And then just start to take a lot of time to come into a bridge pose. And we'll hold it for about 20 breaths. And if that sounds daunting, know that you can come in and out of it for that total of 20 breaths. But see if you can meet some of whatever the internal resistance is to holding a posture for a long, or what you perceive as a long amount of time. Just lean into that edge, greet it, you know. And see how each pose you do with the whole body, how every fiber, every muscle is involved. Good. If your breathing counters with mine, we're about halfway there. Just stay with it. Finding depth without force, without urgency. And then begin to lower yourself down. Take your time. Notice it's firing up. Let your knees rock side to side. And then letting yourself rock up into a seat. Crossing one ankle or shin in front of the other. Bringing your hands to your knees and just begin to roll. And let this action just churn up anything that might have come through this morning. Just welcoming all of it, welcoming the difficulties especially, because they're opportunities to learn. And as that feels warm, go ahead and change the cross of your shins or ankles and just begin to turn the other way. As that feels warm and complete, pause in the middle, start to lean back. Come to your feet, and we'll end the class a little bit unconventionally, I guess, for the usual sequence or the usual krama or order of the class. And I'm going to invite us into a couple minutes, 2 full minutes of just shaking the body. So, since you're at home, sometimes when you're around other people doing this, you feel self-conscious perhaps, and part part of my life's work is just not caring what other people think. Not in the sense that like nobody matters but myself, because I think we all matter, but more so in a way of like embracing the weirdness that comes through, and the fact that like we're all kind of strange and our bodies need strange movement, and we make a lot of weird sounds. And so just start to shake your body. You can start by just dropping on your heels like I was just doing. Shake out all the toes, the ankles. You can start to jump. Move your lips, move your head. Be mindful with your neck though, if you've ever given yourself a whiplash from head banging or in a car, just be loose with it, but let it shake. Let the eyes be heavy, the jaw heavy, and relax. And move, and we'll just get some blood, some breath, the heart rate up, and just shake it out. There's no wrong way. Try to move like every part of your spine. And all the muscles involved. And you don't have to worry about what it looks like. Good. Maybe about 30 more seconds. Okay, last 3, 2, 1. Land on your feet. Just feel your body. Keep your eyes open if you might get dizzy. Notice how much you can sense. All the life within the body. And then take a moment to join your hands somewhere. Closing down the eyes and just bowing with the self. And just that reminder to continue being curious, to embrace each step and each path and the fullness of your quest here on earth. And to do so in a way that you really meet the arduousness with grace and ease and love and appreciation. And then, as always, just remembering that this practice, while a journey to the self, that brings us beyond the self, just sharing all that we learn with each other and valuing each other just as much as we hopefully continue to value ourselves. Thank you for spending a few moments here with me this Thursday afternoon, and I wish you all truly the best in your journeys and into wellness. Thank you. If you have questions, please let me know. And I apologize for the phone call that came through, even though my phone is on Do Not Disturb. So yeah, happy Thursday. Mwah. Take care. Bye.